I tell you something, man. I tell you something. There are certain things that blow me away. I sit up there on First Take on ESPN every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. We've had the number one show for damn near 12 years. And we're doing the show 2 hours a day, live. It's not taped. It's live. And we're live. We're talking about an abundance of sports, an abundance of issues. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 5 shows a week. Okay? For 45 weeks a year, minimum. Do the math. It's 225 shows a year. Live. Unedited. No tape delay. No cover. No anything. And I sit up there and I speak out of pocket about one issue. And not only do we have some trolls out there and fools out there trying to undress me, I must not watch football. When I get paid, I watch all of these things. But that's okay. Okay. I've been watching it for years. My resume as a sports reporter speaks for itself. But not only that, one of the people getting at me is the person I was complimenting. Tyreek Hill. How does all of this start? What am I talking about? First of all, it's very simple. In talking about the greatness of Tyreek Hill and how electrifying he is, you would have thought I pimp slapped him. That I insulted him and his crew somehow. I'm talking about he the best. I think he the best in the world. And because of that, on his podcast, his response to that is, Stephen A. must not watch football. Because I brought up about Tua Tagovailoa, his quarterback. 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, completing about 71% of his passes this season thus far. And now Tua, all he's got to do is just dunk it 2 yards and boom. But before I go any further, listen to this, please. 114 receiving yards, 6 touchdown catches, 19.4 yards per catch. There's been 14 games this season where a player had at least 150 receiving yards in a game. The brother Tyreek Hill has 40. 40. Now, let me tell y'all something right now. I don't know if y'all watching Miami enough. All of these passes, 8 for 19, 20, 30, 40 yards. You just got Tua dipping it 2 yards to him, and he the one taking it to the house. He the one going 20, 30, 40, 50 yards. This brother, and I call him the Dame Dollar of the NFL. I mean, he when he's running for a touchdown, he's waving goodbye to defenders. This is what he's doing before he throws it. But that's after waving goodbye. If I misquoted people as much as I am misquoted, I wouldn't have a job. Ladies and gentlemen, I was not literally trying to imply that all Tua does is throw 2-yard or 3-yard passes. I know he throws the long ball. I know he's got a mid-range game. He throws it between the seams. I know he hits dudes on fly patterns. I know he hits dudes on slant patterns. I know what the brother can do. He was an accurate passer coming out of Alabama. He's been an accurate passer since he's been in the National Football League. In the games that he starts when he's healthy, he wins football games. He's 26-14 as a starter in the NFL. Tyreek Hill pointed that out when he departed from Kansas City and arrived in Miami. He said, this brother's going to rival Patrick Mahomes. And if it wasn't for him getting concussed all the damn time like he did about 4 times last year, I count 4 personally, then he probably would. Tua's great. But that's not what I was saying. When they talked about the league MVP and they said it was Tua, I understand, Tyreek Hill, you want to come to the aid of your team. You want to come to the aid of your boy. You know, Michael Parsons just did that the other day for Dak Prescott. Bravo. It's so touching. So touching to see how y'all hug and sing kumbaya for one another and y'all come to each other's defense. I get it. Nobody is saying Tua Tagovailoa can't play. Matter of fact, I think y'all going to go to the Super Bowl. I hope you do. I've said I think you're going to go to the Super Bowl. I want you to go to the Super Bowl because I think you're the most exciting offense in football. Mike McDaniel's a phenomenal play caller. Tua Tagovailoa is a phenomenal quarterback. But you, Tyreek Hill, are the difference maker. I am sitting up here defending myself because evidently I was insulting to a player I consider to be the best in the world in his position. So much so that I sat up there and said, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Dan Orlovsky brought up on ESPN Thursday, Calvin Johnson. I said the way Tyreek Hill looks right now, can we definitively say that we would want any other receiver aside from him right now, the way he looks in NFL history? That's how electrifying I think. And because of that, that's why I'm on the microphone right now in front of the cameras having to defend myself. Because I was complimentary. You can't make this shit up. So allow me to elaborate and to clarify. Of course, Tua Tagovailoa throws the ball down the field. Of course, all he does is not throw screen passes or anything like that, or 2-yard pass. That's not what I was trying to imply, Tyreek Hill. What I was trying to imply is that that's all he would have to do when it comes to having the likes of you. Because you could take a 3-yard pass and take it to the house. I'm fully aware that every ball you caught was the deep ball last year against the Carolina Panthers last weekend. I'm fully aware. You didn't do that against Buffalo when y'all got blitzed 48-20, but that's a different subject for another day because I think you'll get him back when you see him in Miami. Or outside of Miami, because y'all about 30 minutes outside of Miami. That's not my point. My point is, you run 24 miles an hour. You're the cheater. I call you the Dame Dollar of the NFL. You're the one dude that's scoring touchdowns and waving goodbye to people and doing deuces while you're doing it. You're that phenomenal. And because you're that phenomenal, this is all Tua has to do if it came down to that, because you could do the rest. That's how much I believe in you. That's all I was trying to say. I didn't mean to be taken literally, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't mean to be taken literally. Is that what y'all do now? Y'all respond to these trolls on social media who create headlines to get clicks? Is that what you do? That's not what I meant. And I would think that somebody that's on the air 2 hours a day, every weekday, 10 hours a week, a minimum of 4,500, that's 4,500 hours a year live. I wouldn't have to say everything so literal. When I say somebody passes gas and they smell like they try to act like it's perfume, do you really think I meant that they passing gas? Really? Really? Come on, y'all. That's what we doing now. And this is the only time it's happened. This is the only time it's happened to me. You know, Rich Paul on Gil's Arena talking on his podcast about how I never said this or said that. We were talking as brothers, vibing with one another, having a conversation off the air and all of that other stuff. We were joking around. Is that what we're coming to? Is that what we're coming to? Where we got to sit up there and be literal and specific with every freaking syllable that comes out of our mouth? You know good and damn well, Tyreek, that I did not mean to imply that all you do is catch slant patterns or screen passes rather than you take it to the house. I've seen you do it, but that ain't all you do. You are electrifying. I think you're the best in the world right now. I didn't expect to have to come to my own defense because I was being complimentary. Stephen A. doesn't watch football? Really? How many people's talking about football 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, throughout the year? How many people talking about basketball? Of course, I don't see every damn game because I'm watching most games. I only got 2 damn eyes. Am I supposed to, you think the college football analysts that they watch every team in the country? You think those NFL analysts, they go and watch every single game at the same time? How many games are on at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time? How many games are on at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time? I got about 7 damn TVs in my crib. I can have a different game on each TV. I still can't watch them all and see every freaking play because I only got 2 eyes. I catch what I can, like everyone else does. But to sit up there and to say, I don't watch, as if I don't put in the work, brother, I'm not going to go through my resume again. Ask Podcast P. Check out the archives of the Stephen A. Smith Show when I was live from Vegas, leading in to the Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Crawford fight, when I had to break down what the hell my resume is and how I earned the right to get here and how I'm always watching games. I'm always digging. I'm always doing my reporting. I'm always doing my commentary. Check my resume. Google me, dog. I didn't mean it literally. Of course, Tua does more than that. I was making the point that's all he has to do because he has you. Because you're that great. That's all I was saying. But I get this to you, Tyreek. You something special. Not just as a talented wide receiver, kick returner, punt returner like you used to do back in the day. But you're also talented at this podcast stuff, because how the hell do you twist such an incredible accomplishment into something negative? Tua Tagovailoa, in my opinion, as great as he is, would not be an MVP candidate if it were not for you. I love Jalen Waddle, but guess what? As the number one option on the squad, if you were not there, along with Berrios and those boys, I don't believe he would be MVP. I think Patrick Mahomes, as phenomenally great as he is, in part was an MVP because of you. That's what I believe. Even though he won the Super Bowl and MVP without you. That's what I believe. But I never thought I'd have to defend myself on that, bro. That's new. I didn't see that one coming. Love Tua, respect Tua. Man won a national championship for Alabama after Nick Saban benched Jalen Hurts because it had an awful first half. That's how you won the championship against Georgia, because Tua came to the rescue. I know what Tua can do. I'm just saying, you that dude. Damn, when I got to defend that. If Tua came out and said this, I understand. You? How much more complimentary can I be? No good deed goes unpunished, I guess. Deuces. Deuces.